Hit 96.7 FM.
We just crossed into Tigranashin.
We're about to go to the Mosque of Cordoba. Today we're going to Austria.
If you look at a map of Armenia, welcome to Gibraltar.
We're only 16 kilometers away from Hungary.
New Zealand.
This is Slovakia.
എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇന്നത്തെ ഇന്റർവ്യൂയിലേക്ക് ബിഗ് വെൽക്കം ആൻഡ് ആക്ച്വലി ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് ഹിറ്റ് ഓൺ റിക്വസ്റ്റിന്റെ ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിൽ കൊണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്ന വ്യക്തി ദുബായിൽ നിന്നും, അതായത് ഞാനിപ്പോ ഇരിക്കുന്ന ഈ ഒരു സീറ്റിൽ നിന്നും ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് ഒരു 13,200 കിലോമീറ്റേഴ്സ് ദൂരത്തിലാണ് മറ്റേ വ്യക്തി ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഹീസ് ജോയിനിങ് മീ ഫ്രം ദി യുണൈറ്റഡ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഹീസ് ഫ്രം ആരിസോണ. ഈ വ്യക്തിയെ ഞാൻ പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ തന്നെ ഞാനൊരു ലൈൻ പറഞ്ഞുതരാം. അതായത് പുള്ളിക്ക് ഒഫീഷ്യലി വണ്ടി ഓടിക്കാൻ പോലുള്ള ഒരു ലീഗൽ പ്രായം എത്തിയിട്ടില്ല, പക്ഷേ ഹി സ്പീക്സ് 13 languages. I'm talking about a 16-year-old boy who is joining me from US and his name is TJ Huzair. Welcome, TJ.
Namaskar, nice to meet you.
Namaskar, how are you doing?
I'm very good right now. I'm from America, like you said, and I enjoy traveling to a lot of countries, and while traveling, I also enjoy to learn the language of the country that I'm visiting. So if I go to somewhere like Slovakia, I learn Slovak, and if I go to Mexico, I want to learn Spanish, and that's just what I do, and I love it.
Wonderful. So let me ask you, you have learned 13 languages. So have you traveled to all of these countries?
I would say quite a few of them. The only few that I haven't been able to practice in real life are maybe Bulgarian and Farsi. I haven't gotten to go to Iran yet, but I really want to. So
Wow.
I just get to, I try to practice every language in the local community.
Wow, that's amazing. So before I get into a lot of these language topics, let me ask you, tell me about your family. I mean, I'm pretty sure there should have been some kind of a cultural inspiration for you to get into all of these languages. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, my mother is African American and my dad is Hispanic. So he has Spanish roots. So I was exposed to the Spanish culture as a kid, and I started studying it very young. But it wasn't until I was about 12 years old that I started studying Spanish more seriously. And I really fell in love with it because of my dad's culture, and because I'm sort of mixed, and there's not very many mixed people in America. It's kind of unique because I got to experience both sides of the culture, and it made me interested in wanting to travel more.
Wow. So your travel plans, how do you do your travel plans? I mean, usually normal people just travel for, like, say, if you want to go for a small vacation, it's like a week or 10 days. But what about your travel plans? I mean, if you have to go and learn the languages, I'm guessing you would stay there for quite some days or weeks or months. I don't know. Tell me more about it.
I traveled during the breaks in my school, and I tried to go to countries for about 2 weeks or so, but I study for about 2 months before a trip. I do a lot of research. I make really long research papers because I want to know as much as possible about where I'm going.
Okay.
And when I do go, I travel to villages. I go to really random places because I want to show my audience the most unique parts of the world that I don't even know about, really. And places like Armenia and Azerbaijan that don't really get the spotlight very often.
True. And you've been also working on a project simultaneously called the Planet Project.
Yes.
And you are trying to preserve the languages and get the entire world to know about all of these languages that are fading off.
Exactly. I'm trying to document dying or lost languages in each of my films, and in each film there are like 3 or 4 languages that are dying, and I not only talk about the language, but I talk about its history and the lives of the people who speak them. Because I feel like if you have the stories of real humans, then it makes the language seem more meaningful to the audience. And I found that particularly works.
You would have had some kind of an experience, say for example you went to a particular country, so beforehand you knew, I mean you've done your research, you've done your study, and you know the language there. So have you had any experiences where the people who you've who are with you in, whoever you meet at the location, have they become stunned by the way you respond to them, or probably they kind of figure out, hey, this boy knows my language. How's that? I mean, have you had experiences like that?
Yeah. I would say the best experience like that was when I was in China, because I obviously don't look Chinese. So when
Definitely
that
not.
yeah when I was in China, that was one of the first countries I ever went to outside of North America. But when I was there and I was able to have conversations in Chinese,
Mm.
um, people were amazed and they gave me many gifts, and all the Chinese children were surrounding me because I was really the only one they could talk to. But it was a great experience,
That's amazing.
and
So
I'll
do
never
you
forget it.
travel solo? How do you do your travels? Your parents allow you to travel solo right now?
So what happens is I usually travel with my dad and my friend, or I used to travel with my choir because we went to a lot of different countries. But yeah, nowadays I like to travel with my dad and say another friend.
Now, if I get into the language now, I know that you speak 16 languages and it's counting. Like you have some, I think, some Hindi on your list, right?
मेरे मेरे हिंदी चैप्टर सीखना हो. Uh, मैं चाहता हूँ.
Okay, okay. So, so if I say a couple of languages, could you like form sentences and tell me? I mean, I know you know more than sentences. You know to converse very well. But just for our viewers and for our listeners,
Of course.
if you can, form. So I'll start off. Say Mandarin.
我会说一点中文，可是我对练习我在中国练习中文，可是是很便宜国家。
Russian.
Я тоже говорю по-русски. Я думаю, что русский это очень важный язык, если путешествуешь, потому что много стран еще говорят и русский, английский, потому что это очень интересно.
French.
Регия. Français, c'est très intéressant pour moi parce que je suis allé en France une fois, mais je pense que quand j'ai du temps, je voudrais aller beaucoup dans les pays francophones parce tous sont très intéressants.
Persian.
من همچنین فارسی بلدم. متاسفانه من تنها توی مرز ایران و ارمنستان بودم ولی من خیلی میخوام توی ایران مسافرت میکنم. خیلی جالب است اونجا.
What about Spanish?
Español es muy fácil para mí porque lo estudié cuando era un niño y no lo estudié con los libros o con nada, y creo que es una lengua muy bonita para mí. Es
That's
muy...
brilliant. That's brilliant. What about German?
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, aber doch ist es nicht sehr gut. Ich habe Österreich und Deutschland besucht, aber viele Leute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? The list will just keep going on and on and on. I mean, there's so many more. Like there's Portuguese. I know you know a little bit of Armenian language, all of it. So, TJ, I just want to ask you, how do you do the learning process? Like, how do you learn languages?
That's a great question. For me, I think it's mainly about speaking. because I mean, obviously, the thing you do with language is speak it mostly. So the best way to learn it is by practicing with native speakers. And I find that pretty easy to do where I live because there are people from all over the world in Arizona, where I live, and I'm always able to have a conversation with somebody, and I can even find people online to talk with in the native language, and I find that always helps.
Brilliant, brilliant. So, if you had a message for all the aspiring hyper polyglot, if that's the word,
Yes.
what would it be?
Uh, I think I would tell them that it's just like anyone can be a polyglot, but only ones with passion can actually achieve it. Because if you don't really have a love for languages, you'll never actually learn them. Because the key to traveling, the key to language learning, it's all about passion and interest. And I think those are very important in that if you're trying to learn a language.
I happened to see one of your interviews where you had said that for natives to speak to us in English, it's always better when we learn their language when we go to them instead of they
Exactly.
learning English to speak to us. It's something that you
Yes.
can give back to the country or pay your respects to in that way, right?
Exactly. Just even like basic knowledge of the language. Like like last night I was learning the Malayalam alphabet because I was interested about this and I wanted to know something about the Malayalam culture and
Absolutely.
just
And have you
something.
learned anything in Malayalam? To mean namaskaram in Malayalam.
Mm-hmm. Namaskara. I also know Nandi. Is it Nandi?
Yes.
Nandi. Mhm.
Yeah. So if I have to ask you
Or
to say something in Malayalam, would you repeat after me?
sure.
Ellavarkum sughamano.
Elabukum sukamano. I
Are you all fine?
Elabukum sukamano. Yeah,
എല്ലാവർക്കും
I'll have to learn.
സുഖമാണോ? എല്ലാവരും
Elam-
വീട്ടിലിരിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. That means I hope everyone's at home. I hope everybody's safe. Well, that's the message you have to pass on, right, at this time.
Of course. Yes, of course.
So, thank you so much, TJ, for being a part of this interview. And I really appreciate. I know it's probably morning time in Arizona. You would probably just be starting your day, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, so I've heard a lot about Arizona, and I mean, I've always wanted to come to the Grand Canyon. So the next time I'm there, I'm coming and meeting you, okay?
Of course. It's very beautiful. Yeah, anytime. And next time I come to Dubai, you have to show me around,
Oh,
okay?
definitely, yes, definitely, yes. So it was so nice connecting with you, TJ, and I really hope, just like how you've been an inspiration to so many children, may it just grow and grow and grow, and may be an inspiration all around the world, okay? So preserving languages, it is quite a feat. So good job on that.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Take care, TJ. Thank you.